The heat pressed down on the city like a clenched fist. It was the kind of afternoon when tempers rose faster than sweat dried, when sirens felt louder and patience thinner. At the edge of the old colonial district, where cracked stone walls surrounded a long-abandoned zoological park, 3 police trucks screeched to a halt. Chains rattled. A rusted iron gate groaned open. Inside the enclosure, something massive shifted. The lion had not eaten in days. Once, this place had been a proud attraction, children laughing, cameras flashing, caretakers in clean uniforms. Now the zoo was shut down, underfunded, forgotten. The animals remained. So did the cruelty. The lion paced. His mane was patchy, ribs faintly visible beneath golden skin. His eyes, once dull with captivity, burned now with hunger and pain. Foam clung to his mouth, not from madness alone, but from neglect, infection, fever. Rabid, the officers said. Dangerous, they insisted. Expendable, they decided. They dragged the woman from the truck. Her name was Amina Rahman. Her hands were cuffed behind her back, wrists raw. Dust clung to her dark clothes. There was blood at her temple where someone had struck her earlier, an accident, they'd called it. She was a schoolteacher. She had been arrested for standing in front of a bulldozer 2 hours earlier, arms outstretched, refusing to let it flatten the last library in her district. Someone powerful wanted the land. She had said no. Men like that didn't hear no. You can't do this, Amina said, voice hoarse but steady. There are laws. One officer laughed. The tallest one, Inspector Cater, grabbed her by the shoulder and shoved her toward the enclosure gate. The law, he said, is flexible. Another officer hesitated. Sir, this isn't protocol. Cater turned, eyes cold. You want to lose your badge? The younger officer looked away. The gate opened wider. The lion stopped pacing. He lifted his head. Amina felt it before she saw it, the presence, heavy and ancient, like standing before a living storm. Her heart pounded, not with terror alone, but with something else. Recognition, not of danger, of sorrow. They shoved her forward. She stumbled, catching herself just before falling into the sand of the enclosure. The gate slammed shut behind her with a metallic scream that echoed off the walls. The officers stepped back. One of them raised his phone. Make it quick, someone muttered. Amina stood very still. The lion watched her. He did not roar. He did not charge. His tail flicked once, slow and uncertain. She swallowed hard. Every instinct screamed at her to run, to scream, to beg. But another memory rose instead, soft, persistent. Her father's voice. Animals know intention before action, he had said, years ago, when she was a child visiting a wildlife reserve. They smell fear, but they remember kindness. The lion took one step forward. The ground seemed to vibrate. Amina closed her eyes, not in surrender, but in focus. Then she spoke. One word, low, clear, unshaken. Salim. The lion froze. Outside the enclosure, laughter faltered. What did she say? One officer asked. The lion's ears twitched. Amina opened her eyes. Salim, she repeated softly. The name meant safe in her mother's language. But it was more than that. 5 years earlier, before the zoo shut down, Amina had volunteered here. She taught children by day, cleaned enclosures by evening. This lion had been young then, newly transferred, sick, terrified, violent from fear. Everyone else had called him Beast. She had called him Salim. The lion's breathing slowed. His body lowered, not into a crouch, but into a sit. A murmur rippled through the officers. That's not possible, Cater snapped. He's rabid. Rabid animals attacked anything that moved. But the lion did not move toward Amina. He moved between her and the gate. His massive body turned, not facing her. Facing them. Amina's breath caught. She spoke again, louder now, voice carrying across the enclosure. You remember me, she said. I remember you too. The lion let out a low sound, not a roar, but a rumble, deep and resonant. The kind that vibrated in the chest rather than the ears. One officer stepped back, another whispered, Sir, he's looking at us. The lion stood. Sand shifted beneath his paws. His eyes locked on Inspector Cater. Cater raised his weapon, opened the gate. Now, no one moved. The lion took one step forward. Then another. A warning growl rolled out of him, unmistakable. Not hunger. Protection. Amina felt tears sting her eyes, not from fear, but from relief so sharp it hurt. Put the gun down, one officer pleaded. Cater's hand shook. This animal is dangerous. The lion roared. The sound exploded outward, raw and furious, not at Amina, but past her. At the men who had laughed, who had starved him, who had turned cruelty into entertainment. The officers scattered. One fell, another dropped his phone and ran. Kader backed up, stumbling, eyes wide. The lion lunged, not at Amina, at the fence. Metal screamed as the beast slammed into it, jaws snapping inches from Kadir's face through the bars. The inspector collapsed backward, scrambling away in the dirt. "Get back," someone screamed. Amina stood behind the lion, shaking now, but still standing. "Salim," she said again. "Enough." The lion paused. Slowly, he stepped back. Sat. The gate burst open as backup arrived, sirens, shouting, chaos. This time, the guns lowered when they saw the scene. Officers scattered, one crying, one injured, one staring in disbelief at a woman standing unharmed beside a lion who should have killed her. Animal control rushed in. So did journalists. So did truth. By nightfall, the story was everywhere. Teacher survives lion enclosure. Police under investigation. Starved zoo animals rescued. Inspector Kader was suspended by morning. The zoo was shut down for real this time, not abandoned, but reclaimed. Amina sat on a bench outside the enclosure, wrapped in a blanket. A veterinarian approached quietly. "He recognized you," the woman said in awe. "That shouldn't be possible." Amina watched Salim through the glass, now sedated, finally being treated. "Kindness doesn't expire," she said softly. "It just waits." The vet nodded. Inside the enclosure, the lion slept. Not as a weapon, not as a monster, but as something ancient and dignified that had remembered one word, and chosen who deserved his teeth.